Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a great Thursday. Welcome back to Just About Outside, your brand new home for everything Brewers and baseball. I'm Brandt alongside Clayton Shaw, giving you today's episode, the third episode of this series. Today we're talking about the Brewers' series win over the Cleveland Guardians, taking 2 games out of 3 in the series. Game 1 started with Terang and Mitchell homers powering the offense. That was the only 2 runs the Brewers scored, but a solid outing from Robert Gasser of no run ball and 5 2/3 innings with 5 strikeouts propelled the Brewers to a victory. Trevor McGill earned the save that night. The loss was given to Guardians reliever Hunter Gaddis. And Clayton, I want you to touch on Garrett Mitchell in the last month has really been turning it up and putting some numbers on the board and really helping the Brewers win some games here.
Yeah, absolutely. Garrett Mitchell in the last month, he's batting .306 with a .367 on base percentage and a top in the NL 1006 OPS. Lots of extra base hits coming from Garrett Mitchell, and it's great to see that the power is finally coming for him. We've been waiting for this as Brewer fans. To see Mitchell in this light is just amazing to see, especially helping the Brewers win with power in the bats and that amazing play he made in the second game.
Yeah, you make a mistake, pitch to Mitchell, he's not going to miss it. We saw that on Tuesday night. Hunter Gaddis gave him a slider right down the middle, and he parked it 440 into the right field bleachers.
Brewers get the win in Game 2 with a 9-4 win. Chad Patrick securing that with 3.1 innings, 7K outing. Gets the win, no earned. Sproat led it off for the Brewers. 3 solid innings of 9-out baseball. Looking optimistic with 7 Ks until the 4th came around, where Daniel Schneemann lit up Brandon Sproat with a grand slam to the right field bleachers. Shot the confidence down a little bit, gave up another walk, and then exited the game with a cramp in his leg. The Brewers jumped on Gavin Williams early with a Yelich bomb, and Gavin Williams ended the night with 5 innings, 7 earned, 4 Ks, and a loss. The bats were alive for the Brewers on Wednesday night. Most notably, Cooper Pratt going 2 for 4 at the plate with a run, a ribby, and that was his first hit, RBI, and stolen base as a Brewer.
Yeah, Cooper Pratt made his MLB debut Tuesday night, went 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts, but quickly caught on to the Major League pitching, getting his first hit in his first plate appearance on Wednesday. Ended the night 2 for 4, like Clayton said, with his first run, RBI, and stolen base as well. In the series, Cooper Pratt finished 3 for 9 with 2 RBI, including driving in a run on Thursday's ballgame with a sac fly. And it's good to see Cooper Pratt really starting to catch on right away. 3 for 9, I mean, that's 333. Really small sample size, but you're always going to take that out of a big league hitter. And for the woes that the Brewers have gone through on the left side of the infield, it's good to see that Pratt has gotten off to a strong start, and maybe we can keep that going into Atlanta. After securing the series win Wednesday night, the Brewers could not finish off the sweep of the Guardians Thursday as they fell 4-2. Grant Anderson was handed the loss out of the bullpen, pitching 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 earned runs. He falls to 1-3 on the year. Parker Messick of the Cleveland Guardians was handed the win. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts for the Guardians' young left-hander. Cade Smith got the save, and the Brewers had a lot of missed opportunities. A lot of people left on base, and really bad runners in scoring position. Clay, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it was not pretty for the Brewers after the 4th inning, only having 1 hit, and then, like Brian said, a lot of runners left on base, 12 left on base. You just can't have that happen and you can't expect to win from a team that only has 1 hit after the 4th. So the Brewers have to optimize when they can and just start putting bat to ball when they have runners in scoring position.
It was a rough going for some of the Brewers' big names in those big spots today. In the 7th inning with the bases loaded, Andrew Vaughn grounded out to shortstop to end that inning. And then in the 8th inning with the bases loaded, again, Christian Yelich struck out against Cade Smith. Really, you have bases loaded in back-to-back innings and you don't score. You can't really expect to win, especially only scoring 2 runs. And with those missed opportunities, I mean, you can't go too hard on them. They did still win the series nonetheless, even though it lost in the final game of the series. You're not going to be too down on that. But it does sting a little bit knowing they had those missed opportunities, a real good chance to sweep the Guardians today.
Yeah, it does sting a little, but on top of the woes, you do have to look at the good side. Positive is that the Brewers have the most runs in June with 113 runs. Next followed up is the Rockies at 93. which is pretty crazy to think about.
I did not know it was that big of a gap.
Yeah,
that is a crazy gap.
A crazy gap for a team that does not hit that many home runs. Bottom in the league you would not expect that many runs. And the run differential in June is plus 42 in favor for the Brewers. So just think, it could be so much more if the Brewers put bat to ball in those runners in scoring position. But, you got to take the wins when they come. And that leads to the Brewers versus Braves next series.
Yeah, the Brewers will head to Atlanta to take on the NL East best Atlanta Braves, one of the top offenses in the entire MLB. On Friday, Jacob Mizorowski will take the bump for the Brewers coming off his stellar performance last Friday night, a complete game shutout on only 96 pitches with 15 strikeouts and face the minimum, 27 up, 27 down. Going to be hard to top that, but we're going to hope he can put up at least somewhat of a similar performance. That would be incredible. For the Braves on Friday, it will be left-hander Martin Perez. On Saturday, Kyle Harrison will take the ball for the Brewers, opposed by Chris Sale, former Cy Young pitcher for the Braves. And then on Sunday, Robert Gasser versus Bryce Elder.
More on Brewers-Braves. The Brewers lead the NL Central with a 45-27 record, 5 games ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals, who play the Kansas City Royals tonight in Kansas City. Should be a fun matchup. The Brewers are number 3 in the NL playoff standing. The Braves are number 2. So this is going to be a fun potential playoff matchup you see, as the Brewers are 6-4 in their last 10 games, and the Braves are 4-6 in their last 10. With Drake Baldwin coming back, this will be a great series, both high-powered offenses and great pitching to back up those offensive teams.
Yeah, this will be an exciting one. 2 of the top teams in the National League clashing. It's always fun to see that. We just saw that with the Brewers and Phillies. It was a fun series there. And then you got 2 of the best starters in the National League in Jacob Mizorowski and Kyle Harrison. And then one of the other best starters, Chris Sale. You got 3 premier starters going this weekend, so you're not going to want to miss it. That's going to do it for episode 3 of this podcast. Clay, a pleasure as always to have you on here. Glad you could be listening into our insight, and hopefully we're back in a little bit talking about another Brewers series win.